Oh my god, hey! Welcome back to my theatre-themed YouTube channel. If you're meeting me for the first time, hello! My name is Mickey Joe and I am obsessed with all things theatre. And this is my theatre-themed YouTube channel where I make videos all about the theatre. I review the shows that I'm invited to go and see as a professional theatre critic. I do interviews, I do features, I do opinion pieces, I do vlogs where you can join me at the theatre every week. But I just wanted to make this video to give you a little bit of an update. There's some life stuff going on, there's some channel stuff going on, there's some professional stuff going on, and I wanted to let you know what it's all about. So first of all, I want to give you a little bit of an update on videos. I know at the time of seeing this, you are all waiting for the Wicked Brazil content. If you didn't know, I just got back from Brazil. I was flown over to Sao Paulo by the producers of Wicked to go and see the non-replica production of Wicked in Brazil and review it. I have filmed the review video. I did a whole vlog while I was out there. Both of those videos are coming to you within the week. All being well, you will see the Brazil travel vlog on Sunday. I didn't know as I was filming it how long exactly it was going to be, and it's as long, if not a little bit longer, than my weekly vlogs. So you have an hour of Wicked Brazil content coming very soon, and then a few days after that, you will get my full review talking through all of the differences between this production and the original, whether they are an improvement or whether they are not as good. You have all of that to look forward to. If you're very excited for that video, make sure you're subscribed, make sure you have notifications turned on so you do not miss it when it goes live. And as always, channel members will see those videos first. If you want to be one of the first people to see those videos, hit the link in the description, sign up to become a channel member. But as well as the Wicked Brazil content, I wanted to let you know some of the other videos that I am hoping to make at the moment. So I'm aware I've had a bit of a roadblock with the live cast recording reaction videos. I'm so sad that I haven't been regularly making these because I really enjoy making that content. My issue has been traveling around a lot, seeing a lot of shows in different places, as well as Brazil. I went up to go and stay in Manchester for a few days a couple of weeks ago, and it's been difficult to sit down because it takes a long time to film those videos. If I'm listening through to a whole cast recording, normally they're upwards of an hour, and I've been struggling to find the time not only to film stuff, but sit down and edit. I've had a massive workload recently, and I've had to deprioritize some of those videos because they don't make any kind of revenue. If I'm putting up a video where I listen to a whole cast recording, it immediately gets copyright striked, and I don't make any money on it, which is absolutely fine because I like putting that content out there and I like reacting to cast recordings. But at the same time, in a busy period, I have to prioritize the stuff that is going to allow me to keep being financially sustainable here on YouTube, if that makes sense. But I'm hoping to bring more of them back soon. Bonnie and Clyde cast recording just dropped. I still haven't reacted to Operation Mincemeat. There's a bunch of new Broadway cast recordings. Sweeney Todd has announced when theirs is going to be coming out on the horizon, so hopefully those videos will be making a reappearance. In the next week or so, I'm going to see Rock Follies in Chichester at the Chichester Festival Theatre. That's a new musical with a very exciting cast. I don't know too much about that, but I'm very excited to bring a review video here to YouTube. And then the next night, I'm going to see The Lord of the Rings at the Watermill, one of my most anticipated shows of the year. Very excited to tell you all about that one here as well, so expect reviews of both of those shows. I said this in the last Oh My God Hey, but going forwards through the summer, there's not going to be weekly vlogs of Oh My God Heys, but there are going to be some other things here and there, like the Brazil video and my next trip, which is going to be the Edinburgh Fringe. Yes, I am going to the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. I'm going to be there pretty early in the month of August. I've almost confirmed all of the shows that I'm going to be seeing. I have just a few more to slot into place. So if you are watching this video and you're representing an Edinburgh Fringe show and you've contacted me and you haven't heard from me, you will hear from me. I apologise. It might be that I'm not there when your show is going to be on. It might be that I'm going to contact you. I just haven't quite got round to it yet. There's been a lot of admin on my end, but I will be attempting to vlog the whole time that I'm there, and I will be attempting to do real reviews on my Instagram, TikTok, and Threads pages. Now, a few of you have been asking to see some of the reviews of shows that I've been to see, like the Titanic tour. A few of you have been asking, have I done a video review of that? And I have, but not here on YouTube. So this is where I want to direct you elsewhere. I have been, alongside the full video reviews I do on YouTube, been doing shorter video reviews of around 3 minutes on my Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Threads, and Facebook pages. So go and follow me on one of those platforms if you want to make sure you're seeing everything that I review. I went to go see Ride again in London the other day, and I did a mini review over on those platforms. Basically, because I'm seeing so many shows in a week, I don't have the capacity here on YouTube to do full video reviews for each one. And also, where it's a show I'm revisiting and I've already talked about it before, or where it's a show where there's not quite as much that I need to say, which is not always a bad thing. Some of the best theatre I see, all I can tell you is it's really good. These are some of the reasons why it's good, but I don't have that much in-depth analysis. You'll notice if I'm critical of a show and if I have more to criticize about it, the video is longer. So if it's a very short video, sometimes it's just because it's a great show and that's all I can tell you. But make sure you're following me at Mickey Jo Theatre on those platforms as well. And there's some other content that I have been posting to YouTube as shorts, but also on those pages that I wanted to tell you about, because I've had the opportunity to do more and more interviews with performers in shows, and this is something I've really been enjoying. I got to go chat to the Six Queens at the Hampton Court Flower Festival, I got to meet the cast of A Strange Loop, I got to meet the cast of The Crown Jewels, of Once at the Barn Theatre in Cirencester, and I've been taking these interviews and turning them into fun little 1-minute reels that have been going out across all of my social media pages. And I'm really enjoying that. I think it's really fun, and it's nice for me to be able to do something that's not just critical discourse and not just sitting in this chair and talking about shows and criticizing everything. It's nice to be able to engage with performers and chat to them and meet them. And if there is any other show specifically or any other performers that you would like me to do interviews with, it doesn't have to be as part of them being in a show. I'm happy to just go and get in contact with performers and ask if they want to do a kind of casual, informal, fun interview, just walking around the West End or something like that. Let me know who you would like me to do interviews with. Looking forwards into the future of videos, I have so many other ideas as well. I recently did one where I was counting down some of the best reprises in musical theatre. I want to do a bunch of other videos like that as well. I want to talk about shows that have changed their lyrics over the years. I was seeing a tweet about Taylor Swift doing this the other day, and it made me think a lot of musicals have changed their lyrics, and that would be a really fun thing to talk about. I want to talk about some of the best songs that were cut from musicals during their development. Lots of other fun stuff like that. Of course, many more reviews coming here as well, and all the usual stuff that you see from me. And also, if there is drama, then obviously I'm going to be talking about it. I'm also so excited for the Mamma Mia TV casting series that is coming out later this year, and I really want to closely follow it here on my channel. And if that means recaps of every single episode, if that means coming on here and doing a live talking about it, that's exactly what I'm going to do, because I am ready to get obsessed with this. This show is about to become my new personality, and I'm not ashamed of that. So that's everything I think I need to tell you about upcoming videos. Bear with me, drop a comment down below if there's something specific you want to see or something that you are waiting for, and I will do my best to let you know about that. But there is something else life-wise pretty big that's happened recently that I need to talk to you about. And to do that, I feel like I need to bring in Aaron James. Aaron! This way, this way, this way. There you go. Hello. There you go. So, I feel like the last update I gave was that we had moved in together. But then the next milestone came a couple of weeks ago. Do you want to tell the people what happened?
Well, you know, I just might have asked a little question when we were on holiday in Disneyland Paris.
And we got engaged! Yay! Aaron and I are now engaged.
We are.
We've announced this via social media, but wanted to come on here and tell you in case you're not following us on those platforms, which, first of all, rude. Just wanted to...
I was going to plug us. Mickey Jo Theatre, Aaron James UK.
I already have.
Oh.
I've said it like 3 times in this video. Go follow Aaron at Aaron James UK, AERON. We got engaged a couple weeks ago, and the first story I want you to tell is the engagement that you were planning to do before I made your plans difficult by deciding to go to Brazil at the last minute.
One of your all-time favourite shows is Les Mis, and it has many, many significant meanings to you.
I think it's my number 2 show of all time.
So we were in the process of planning it, that you were going to be invited to the theatre for interviews and then be surprised and I'd be there and stuff. So it was already going to be difficult because I was like, oh, then after that we could have a fun evening or we'd see the show or something like that. But obviously knew that if you were invited to do an interview, you would plan the day to be very productive and efficient.
I would plan every single minute of that day.
You would have been so like, right, we'll see this show afterwards and I'm going to rush there. And like,
I probably would have worn like an Enjolras cosplay that I have. And then I would have been like, I'm getting engaged in an Enjolras cosplay. Like, I'd have had fake dirt on my face. It wouldn't have been good. It wouldn't have been good. It's a lovely idea. But ultimately, what ended up happening is we'd booked a trip to go back to Disneyland Paris. Then also for the weekend after that, I had started to make last minute plans to go to Brazil. Those plans all came together very quickly.
So I was kind of like, I'd rather ask a question before you go to Brazil because that was scaring me seeing you go on your own. So I'd rather, that would have kept me a bit calmer. I, at that point, had already, like a month before, had already sorted out kind of the rings. Hello, so this will be past Aaron when Mickey and everybody sees this. But me and the parents have just been to the Jewellery Quarter. So I'm from the Midlands originally, so the Jewellery Quarter is somewhere that I've always been aware of. It's famous for rings and incredible jewellery, and it's where people travel across the nation to get their rings. And so we went right here to Drip Gold to look at an engagement ring for me and Mickey, and the first one I saw we got, and it was a lovely experience. And yeah, so part 1, success. We have the rings, which means that it's happening, which makes me nervous. Yeah, so that had already been sorted before, kind of the specific plans, so that I knew they were en route. But they were en route kind of on a day which would have been fine with a few days to go, and I was like, actually, this will all work for Disneyland Paris. At this exact time, Mickey here decided that we were going to go to do the crazy North trip that you've seen, to do Manchester, Leeds and Sheffield.
I was like, what if we go and stay in Leeds and then we can go see In Dreams? Because we were already planning to see Saigon. I was like, what if we go up the night before? We can see In Dreams. We'll go straight from the Darren Brown event. We can fly from Manchester to Disney and it's perfect. But that meant your life was tricky again.
Yeah, it meant that I think I had 1 hour, because I couldn't go to Darren Brown because
you were waiting for
I was
delivery.
waiting for the rings to come.
At which point I was kind of like, I didn't press you on it, but I was like, this seems like a very important delivery.
It was stressful. My mom reminded me that Disney Store did the castle engagement ring boxes that also were Christmas decorations, so that you can then have it on your tree afterwards, so it's not just for a moment. And so I...
Do you want to go get it?
Got that? Yeah, let me go get it. So this is it. So I went and got it, and when you open it, and there's a mirror.
Only imagine a ring inside.
And a ring, and it also says inside, will you marry me?
I didn't even see that.
Will you marry me?
Aww. And this is the ring. These are the rings.
Oh yeah, so people thought that we were engaged. They're diamond cut, which means that they're very sparkly without having...
You mean people thought that we were married?
Yeah, loads of people thought we were married.
We're not married, we're just engaged.
We're just engaged. It's just that we both wanted to have rings, so that somebody didn't think one of us were engaged and the other one wasn't.
I didn't know for straight people that men don't get rings of their own.
Yeah, weird.
Oh yeah, I want you to have a ring.
Yeah.
Yeah, we both get rings.
Yeah.
And they're matching.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never realised how hairy my hands were until I had to show lots of close-up pictures. I now understand why you were so stressed at airport security as well.
Yes. I'd heard of people recently having moments where somebody figured out they were getting engaged to at the airport security because of a beep and stuff. So I just wanted to ensure that I'd done everything possible, but there was no way that it would get found out. I made sure you went in front of me at security.
Yeah.
When we were kind of moving and stuff, it was always in the bag that I knew that you wouldn't look through when we were in Manchester. Mm-hmm. And then when we were in Disney,
because you had planned to do it on the first evening.
And I did do it on the first evening.
I know. But you'd said to me you'd booked Waltz.
So I'd booked Waltz for the Saturday,
which is a lovely restaurant which overlooks Main Street,
and you see the parade go by,
and
it's very
and you kind of suggested to me I should bring a nice shirt, so I was like, am I getting proposed to at Waltz? And so I kind of had that in the back of my mind, especially with you having to wait in for a big parcel and you hadn't told me what it was. I was like, I feel like I'm putting this all together. But so I thought you were going to do it on Saturday, and we'd arrived on the Friday. But then we were heading into the park on the Friday, into main Disneyland Park,
and it was Bastille Day, so they had all the fireworks and the special drones and everything. So I knew that would be happening on the evening. So I felt like if we got engaged before and asked the question before then, that would be a really nice and special kind of way to top off that evening, and it's a day that you won't forget. Yeah. Date-wise, it's a memorable...
Now we'll always know what day we got engaged, because it will always be Bastille Day.
Exactly.
But you were like, let's go walk over here, which is something that, you never do. And I was like, oh, it's happening now. And you wanted to...
Well, before that, we kept changing glasses.
Oh, I kept changing between my sunglasses and glasses. And I was like, can I get my glasses out of the bag? And you kept doing it for me. And I was like, I can do it. And you kept not wanting me to go in the bag.
Because you will see it. Because I had 2 ring boxes as well as that in. Because I changed it over. Mm-hmm. But then needed them in there. Because mine was in there as well. So that I could put mine in afterwards if you'd said yes. So then That was all there, so every time you asked, I was like, wait one moment. And loungeflies are great for carrying stuff, but difficult to manoeuvre stuff without having to get something out.
So we went to the... we didn't do it... You didn't ask me in front of the castle, which I appreciate.
Kind of is in front of the castle, but it
It was
wasn't
adjacent
in
to
the
the
direct.
castle. I didn't need
not in that
an
spot.
audience. I didn't need
No.
lots of European people clapping. But we went to the little... What's it called?
So there's a wishing well, which
Wishing
is in front
well.
of the castle. It's by the castle stage.
Why did I want to say enchanted mill? I was like, what's
No,
the
but
word
it's the
for the
old
thing
mills
with the
at the
bucket
back.
and it goes to... I know, I just couldn't
It's
think
a
of the word
well.
for well.
Well, so it's like it's kind of like the Snow White well that they have in front of the castle to the side by the castle stage, and I knew that you have the castle behind it. It's really pretty, but it's also a special area that's kind of keeps
cute.
quiet.
It's cute.
It keeps quiet, and it's kind of there for that purpose.
And you were waiting for people to dissipate, and you were like, look at all these details on the castle, and I was trying to help you out, and I was
Yeah, it's
like,
tricky.
oh, let me...
It's trickier on Bastille Day when it is a literal full park.
I was playing along, and then we went over to go and look at the wishing well, and I was like, oh, cute, such attention to detail. They've even got a fake pigeon.
It was not a fake pigeon. Our heads were underneath in that gap, thinking in a well. So we're looking up and it was in the roof. And I was like, that is a real pigeon. And I looked, there were signs that a real pigeon was there, but you didn't believe me. And then it started blinking and I instantly thought, if that flies or tries to escape now, we are going to get hit.
You ran away, is basically
well,
what
then
happened.
I was a bit like, veto plan. But then...
I was like, I'm sure it was a fake pigeon. I'm still convinced at this point
It
that it
wasn't.
wasn't
It
a real
moved
pigeon.
by the time we got back.
Well, yeah, no, now I know. But
So
at the time...
yeah, you were so certain. So then I kind of was like, okay, let's go into Fantasyland.
So you took me to the bit where Cinderella's carriage is.
So Auberge de Cendrillon. Auberge de Cendrillon.
Cendrillon.
There we go. They have a courtyard in the middle of it, which is kind of normally is really cute, and you can look out because it kind of looks out through the castle and down. And so I was like, oh, back up because it'll be quiet. I think instantly I was just like, where is quiet? Mm-hmm. And then didn't realise that there were maintenance works in that area.
Which was not my issue. My issue was it was just a little too much Cinderella. I will never live this down. And then you were scrambling at this point.
Well, it was difficult because it was so busy, and I was thinking, I don't know if it's going to happen now because I can't think of anywhere else that's quiet. I suddenly was thinking, oh, maybe at the top of like the Queen of Hearts castle in the Alice Maze because it's got the view of the castle behind it, but also lots of people going up there.
You suggested we went on it, and I was like, no, it's always horribly busy up there. Because at this point, I know what's going on, so I'm as much trying to help you out as anything being like...
Without telling me that's where it's happening.
Steer. You didn't know that I knew.
No. I just had a weird feeling of when you were like, let's go this way, actually. I was like, oh,
And then we
what's
went
that
on
mean?
It's a Small World, and we happened to get the back row of the boat to ourselves, and I was like, is he going to ask me to marry him on It's a
No.
Small World?
That was not going to happen.
And so I was just wandering the whole way around. I was like, is this it? Is this the place?
It's funny as well because we always play games on It's a Small World every time. Like, we'll do a...
Count how many instruments,
Exactly.
or spot the animals. And so I was like, how can I make Small World romantic? And so was I like couples?
Yeah, it
was I
was
like spot the
couples.
couples? I was trying to help. I was trying to force a romantic atmosphere on It's a Small World after all.
And I was like, it is not happening here.
And then I decided to develop a sense of humour. And because at this point I know what's going on, and I thought it would be funny to see how you would react
It was not funny.
if I just kept offering to help you reorganise the bag. Because I'd given you something else to put in the bag, and you were so stressed with it trying to move things
You said it at
around.
the worst point as well because you said it like literally right before we were getting off the boat.
I was like, help me, I'll help you reorganise the bag. Here, pass me the bag. I can move things around for you. I can fit everything in. Let me... I thought it was funny.
It was not.
But I'm also very mean.
Yeah, it was not funny at all at that point.
It's because on balance, I was trying to help you find a good place. And then I also thought I would just poke at the same time. But we ended up going back to the old mill because we got off the ride and you were like...
No, we didn't go to the old mill.
Not the old mill.
We went to the well.
Wishing well. We went back to the wishing well because we got off the ride and you were like, I don't know where we should go next. And I was
Yeah.
like, let's go back to the wishing well and see if the pigeon is still there. And it wasn't, or it had moved.
It had moved. We looked under and it had moved. So I was like, it is real.
At which point I'm like, real bird confirmed. And then there happened to not be enough people around. And then you asked me to marry you.
Yeah, it worked then.
Yeah. And we had a lovely weekend.
Yes. We had
but-
a lot of cute experiences with different characters.
Yeah. Yeah, we got to tell Minnie Mouse that we were engaged. She was thrilled. I think Daisy and Minnie Mouse were some of the first people we told in person.
Yeah.
And like some of the princesses.
Yeah.
But I then wanted to tell my parents in person, which is why we couldn't post about it for ages. So I was engaged in Brazil that whole time. It's been a couple of weeks now. And a lot of theatre YouTubers have been getting engaged recently.
I know. It's been because we didn't announce straight away, and then our friends have all announced, and it's like...
Brendan, aka Wait in the Wings, got engaged at Broadway Con. So pleased for him and Juliana. They're both amazing.
Such great friends.
Catherine Steele, theatre YouTuber legend, got engaged. Again, posted after we were engaged, I think. And I was just like, this is such coincidental timing. But also, I'm so glad that it's finally out there because, and you can watch this back, if you go and look at, first of all, the live I did from Brazil, where I start like this. And you can see I'm wearing 2 rings, including one on that finger. My Miss Saigon review, I think, definitely my In Dreams review, I'm fully wearing the engagement ring. And then about 5 minutes into each video, I notice it, take it off, and that ring jumps over to my middle finger where it's always been before. So I've not been subtle about it. And I'm lucky that none of you noticed and commented because my mother reads all of my comments and that would have spoiled the surprise. But... now it's out there and I can show you and I don't have to stress about the jewellery that's on my hand. We don't have a date, by the way. Someone actually asked me when the date was. We don't have a date.
Oh no, that's to be seen.
Yeah, I'm not going to be like documenting all of the planning here on YouTube, but if there's something particularly exciting and theatre relevant about it all, then maybe I'll do a video telling you, but this is all a long way off. And for the moment, I'm just going to enjoy being engaged to you.
Yeah.
I can't call you my stagey boyfriend anymore. You're my stagey fiancé.
Yeah.
We can do a bit of a professional update because we both have exciting things happening this summer. So you are working on a few exciting things. Do you want to talk to us about Theatre Camp?
Yeah, so I am supporting on the UK PR campaign for Theatre Camp, which is the Searchlight Pictures film with Ben Platten, Noah Galvin, Molly Gordon. So it's very fun and very exciting. And
it's a really good film. We went to go to a screening a few weeks ago. I don't know if am I allowed to say that it's a very good film yet? I enjoyed it. I can tell you I enjoyed it.
It's in America.
Fine, good. Yeah, I enjoyed it. If it's kind of like a mockumentary-esque thing, but it's not too rigidly stuck in that format. If you've ever seen like This Is Spinal Tap or Best in Show, it's kind of like that, but for theatre kids. That's the best way I could describe it. It's really funny. It's offbeat.
Very stagey. There's definitely musical theatre numbers in it.
There's lots of musical theatre references in it, and I mean like proper theatre kid references.
The soundtrack's out. Camp It Isn't at Home. I listen to quite often. Well, not like very a lot. But yeah, it's very exciting to say that I'm working on a Disney film, which I think if people know me, that was... when it all came through and when I knew I was on board, I was a bit like, oh my gosh.
I remember you getting the email.
Yeah.
I remember how excited
we were out. We were out somewhere and an email came through and all I saw it say was Theatre Camp. I can't remember where we were.
We were walking to London Bridge for some reason and you were like, I need a drink, I need to sit down, I need to...
Because it literally just came through and said Theatre Camp and this. And I was like, oh, okay. And then suddenly went, wait, is that the film?
But not only that, you're working on the PR campaigns for a lot of very exciting theatre shows this summer.
So I'm supporting on Six and Choir of Man. Bacon, the play, an award-winning play, is going to Edinburgh Fringe this year. So when we go to Fringe, it's going to be fun because one of the shows there I'm looking after. Yeah.
If anyone's not too clear on what Aaron's job is, Aaron works for Theatre PR, which is the team of people that you do a lot of things, like you send out releases about the show. When you see
do all the news.
When you see news about shows on like whatsonstage.com, it's because a press release has been sent out and coordinated by the Theatre PR team. When I get invited to review things, 9 times out of 10 it's by the PR representative for the show. You're also working on Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I'm supporting on the Lord of the Rings
Once
campaign as well. Once at the Barn. It's a lot. It's a lot of different ones across the country.
A lot of exciting shows this summer.
Yeah, it's been fun. It's fun to work with different theatres and work with different kind of people. It's really nice as well to see when people go to see those shows and love those shows that I've been working on.
And my final thing I want to tell you, which is something I'm super excited to be working on, is I'm going to be doing a post-show Q&A talkback kind of a thing with In Clay in concert this August. So this is a new musical that I saw at the Vault Festival earlier this year, and I loved it. The last time I loved a show this much at the Vault Festival, it was Ride.
Yeah.
So thrilled for that. They're doing a concert version of the material with some new songs at the Other Palace on the 21st of August, Monday the 21st of August, with an amazing cast. They have Roshani Abbey from Hamilton and Juliet. They have
Danielle Steers.
They have Danielle Steers from The Cher Show, from Bad Out of Hell, from Six. They have Alex Young from Standing at the Sky's Edge. It's a brilliant trio of performers, and the material is so good. The lyrics in particular are fantastic. I feel like I never really hear great musical theatre lyrics, and so when I found out this was happening, I emailed the team and I was like, I would love to help get involved in this. I would love to have a chance to sit down and talk about the creative process of performing this material, of writing this material, and I'm going to be doing that after the show. So if you come along and see In Clay in concert, it's all about artistic process. It's about pottery, but it sort of transcends that to talk about creativity and artistry and what that means to a creator. So it's at the Other Palace on the 21st of August, and if you stay after the show, I'm going to be doing a post-show Q&A, and you can come, please ask questions, and that'll be really fun. I'm excited about doing that. That's kind of something I want to branch into doing more of. There's a lot of shows I'd love to sit down and chat to the people involved, and yeah, hopefully that helps to shine a little more attention on this new musical. I keep saying on here, it's so important we support new musicals, and this is hopefully a really great way of doing that. But that is the life update from the two of us for now. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for continuing to watch the videos and join our stagey adventures. And we're so excited to show you what else we get up to this summer.
Yeah.
Make sure to follow us both on social media so you don't miss anything. I'm at Mickey Joe Theatre. He is at Aaron James, AERON James UK. I hope that everyone is staying safe and that you have a stagey day. For 10 more seconds, I'm Mickey Joe Theatre. Oh my god, hey. Thanks for watching. Have a stagey day. Subscribe!